it's Betsy from Cuttin Corners Vinyl in Nederland, Texas, and today we have a fun video for you. We're gonna go over how to decorate one of these clear PVC backpacks because I know that there are a lot of school districts that require you to use a clear backpack, but who says you can't add a little bit of personality to it? So this backpack came from Target. It was 20 bucks. It's made nice and well. So we're gonna use the backpack. We're also gonna be using some of the polished metal adhesives. Some of the colors are new on the website. So we've got black, ruby, isn't that ruby stunning? And apple green. And just look at that color scheme. The file is available on our Patreon page for our $10 or more a month patrons. But again, you don't have to be a Patreon supporter. You can take and use whatever file you want to. You're also gonna need some denatured alcohol or alcohol in general just to clean the surface, paper towels, your transfer tape, your Easy Weeding wooden pick, scissors, felt edge squeegee, and a ruler. Now, a couple of things I will tell you is right now on our website, we have a 15% off back to school sale that doesn't end until August the 16th of 2020. No code needed, and it does exclude kits and bundles, but all of the other things that I'm using today, it does include. So if you are interested or needing to pick anything up, it is a great time to do it. Now, the first thing we need to do is, as you can see, we have the backpack right here, is we need to measure out how big we're going to make our design. So as you can see, from the very tip of the backpack to where this second line is, it is 7.5 inches. So we want to keep the design about 6 inches. We are doing a circular design. So 6 inches by 6 inches will fit in that spot. Now, if you'll give me a moment to change the camera angle, we'll go over how we're gonna make this. So the first thing that we need to do is download our file, which as you can see is on our Patreon page, which is www.patreon.com/Betsy Gocher. And as you can see, it's under the Rose tutorial for August the 5th of 2020. We're going to select that Rose link and it's going to go ahead and download automatically. Now we're going to go down here to Cricut Design Space and click Upload, Upload Image, Browse, choose the backpack Rose. Nadia designed that in and she actually put backpack instead of backpack. Go ahead and click Save. Grab that image and insert. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is change the size of this image because 10 inches is too big for the backpack. A 6-inch circle is about as big as we want to go. Now, one thing we do want to go ahead and do is we want to go ahead and ungroup everything. And we're going to go ahead and select all of our black layer just like normal. Because we got to weld everything all together so it cuts all in one piece. And how I'm selecting this is I'm holding down the shift key on my keyboard and then just clicking the left mouse button. Now, if you're not familiar with what this is from, it is from William Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. Now, if you are my age or around my age, you may or may not know that back in 1997, which I was Cameron's age, they came out with Baz Luhrmann directed a version of William Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, which still to this day is one of my favorites. I spent the summer between 7th and 8th grade, and I watched that movie literally on VHS tape every single day, all day, because, you know, back then, kids were left at home for lots of hours by themselves. So as many hours as I could spend watching that, I could. It's like a joke with Jeremy. So whenever I was that age, I thought I was going to grow up and marry Leonardo DiCaprio. Well, as you can see, that didn't happen. But a girl can still dream. So as you can see, all of my black is welded together. So I want to go ahead and make that where we can't see it. Now we're going to go ahead, I'm doing that wrong. Now we want to go ahead and shift and select all of our red pieces, which we are going to be cutting in the ruby polished metal. So it's not red, but it's still a red color. Now that's going to weld together. And then last but not least, our green pieces. And weld that together. Now where did that go? I'm not sure where that went. So we're just going to go ahead and grab that again. Insert images. We're going to go ahead and change that down to 6 inches. I'm going to go ahead and hide my other rows since I have no idea what happened to the green. Okay. Ungroup. Oh, grab the wrong thing. I have to ungroup the rows. So, there's more than one way to skin a cat. I don't know if y'all have ever heard that phrase before. It's a southern thing. So, there we go. Now I'm just going to attach that since it's acting wonky. Now let's make it where we can see the other pieces. And move that in place. Very simple to do. Now we're going to go ahead and select it all and move it down. Now, one thing I do want to do to make this easier to line up is I'm going to go ahead and take a shape, my square, and we're going to add some registration marks to this. Let's make it perfect. Copy, paste. Okay, so now what I want to go ahead and do is I want to select all 3 of my pieces and just attach it together. Now I want to go ahead and grab all of my pieces and the registration mark on that side, and we're going to go ahead and align left. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and attach that. And now I'm going to grab the other registration mark and align right. And now this one we don't need to attach. Now we're going to go ahead and detach that design. Change the color of the rose portion back to red. Nope. Detach it. That's black. And change our leaves back to green. Okay, so that's about what it looks like. So, our registration marks, I want to go ahead and weld those together. Select, duplicate, and duplicate. Now, one set of them I want to change to red. The other set I want to change to green. Okay. Align. Uh-oh. Hold on. Select the nope, wrong way. grab the black, then the green, and then the red, and then select center. Still didn't do what I wanted it to. It's okay though. Now I'm just grabbing the black layer and we're going to align. There we go. So now everything is set. So now I want to select my green and my other green, and we're going to attach those because we want that to cut together. Now I'm going to choose my red and my other red and weld that because again, we want that to cut together. And then our black layer weld. So now as you can see, each set has a registration mark. So now we're ready to cut this. So we're going to go ahead and click on Make It. Now we are not going to mirror this because this is regular adhesive vinyl. Okay, now we're going to click on Continue. And we're going to choose regular vinyl right there. Now if you'll give me a moment to change the camera angle, I'll show you how to put this together. I have my vinyl laid out. I have already weeded the black layer because it had so many little pieces. I wanted to go ahead and weed that just to be on the safe side, because if not it would take forever. So now I'm just going to weed my limey green layer and my ruby layer. These colors are so pretty. So pretty. Okie dokie. Okay. Which again, when you're working with adhesives, to roll it a lot of times the way that I'm doing, that definitely helps keep things in place instead of just kind of yanking. Some materials are easier to weed than others. I mean, y'all know this. And standing up over it like I am is a little bit more difficult as well. Okay. Looks good. Let's fix that where it doesn't have a wrinkle, or not really a wrinkle anymore, but a bubble kind of thing. Okay, so as you can see, I have my ruby layer laid out. I'm just going to take just a regular piece of Scotch tape and tape this in place, because this is going to make it go so much faster. I've just cut down a piece of my Oramask transfer tape, and this is available on our website. It's awesome stuff. I like anything that has a liner because to me that makes it a whole lot easier to deal with. Okay. So now I'm just going to peel back the liner. And we're just going to line that up where it's bigger than the ruby layer. Okay. Now we're going to roll our paper backing off. Take again a piece of Scotch tape. Tape our design down. Just kind of helps things from moving. Now I do want to go ahead and just cut a small section of this is the backing off the transfer tape. off just so I can cover up the rose portion, so I have a little bit more ease when I'm lining this up. Okay. Yep. Okay, now I'm just lining up those squares. It doesn't have to be exact, but pretty close does help. So this time I'm just going to remove that paper backing and squeegee it down. Hope I didn't mess up my rose because I just did that without the paper. And I need the paper behind it. It's okay though. Okay. We'll just stick that over on the side. Okay. So, where I accidentally lifted there we go, that piece, now it's fixed. That's the thing about this kind of stuff is you don't realize, but if you mess things up you can fix it, because the thing with permanent vinyl is it needs to bond without being messed with for 24 to 48 hours before it really becomes permanent. And a lot of people don't realize that. Okie dokie. So now we're going to remove the paper backing just off of my registration marks for now. Okay. And part of the reason why we're going to do this on the outside of the backpack, because if you look at this vinyl, it is silver on the underside, which will look fine there we go. So squeegee that down. Okay. Now, we're going to start peeling back our layers. Okay. Okay, we still got some more paper to peel back, so don't worry. Okay. Okay, there we go. So now that is ready to transfer to our backpack. Now I'm just going to remove the registration marks because I don't need those any longer. Okay, and look how good that looks. Doesn't that look awesome? Okay, so I'm gonna move my scissors out of the way, move my design, move my backpack. Okay, so as you can see, I stuck some notebooks in here to give me some firmness to squeegee down to, because you definitely need that. So the first thing I'm gonna do is take a paper towel, my denatured alcohol. You can use any type of alcohol that you want. This is just what we always have lying around, but it is available at Lowe's. Now, didn't mean to bump the camera. I'm going to take my design and measure it out, kind of with my fingers. Okay, she's taped down, and we're going to remove the paper backing slowly, because again, this Old English font is tiny, so we want to make sure we're stuck down good. Okay, so squeegee from the center. Okay, now you see where it didn't have the book underneath? We're just gonna pull that book up and finish squeegeeing. Now, slowly roll back our transfer tape to make sure everything is down well. Uh-oh, what did I do? Let's see. Okay, gotta do this slowly because I accidentally left my Scotch tape under my letters. Never a smart thing to do. Okay. Actually, it's above the Scotch tape. The letters are under the Scotch tape, so I just got to do this slowly. And this is something that you can learn too, that if you do ever accidentally leave Scotch tape, which is a little bit stickier than your transfer tape, that if you just take your time removing it, you still can remove it. Go without messing up all your hard work, because you'll know there we go. Look how good that looks. Now, one last thing I'll do is you can see that there are a couple of bubbles in the rose. I'll just take my squeegee and just make sure it's nice and squeegeed down. And then once it kind of sets out in the heat a little bit, most of those will pop. And then if I have any issues, I'll just take my Easy Weeding wooden pick. That's one of the things I like about it, because it has that sharp point, is go in at an angle and push, and then you can pop your bubbles. See? Very simple. But yeah, look how good that looks. Now, if you'll give me a moment to change the camera angle, we'll go over everything we just did. Look how good that looks. Isn't that awesome? Now, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button right down below. And if you hit the notification bell next to it, that will notify you when I post new videos, which is every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Don't forget, we do have 15% off on our website all the way through August the 16th. Don't forget to check me out on all my social media, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram. But I guess that's it. So we shall see y'all on Friday. Bye.